Hello everybody, Ben here, and today we are drafting Zendikar Rising on Magic Online. So we're already in the draft, so let's just get started. So our rare here is an Inscription of Abundance. So it's a 2-mana instant where you choose either put 2 counters on a creature, gain life equal to the highest power among creatures you control, or have a creature fight another target creature, or you can kick it and do any number of the above. I'm going to go ahead and reserve that because it seems like a pretty strong pick. We've also got Jwari Disruption. It's basically a force spike that can also be a land. Kargan War Leader. It's a 3/3. Gives all your warriors +1/+1. I don't know if we want to go with a multicolored card this early. Cunning Geyser Mage. It's a nice wizard with kicker that if you kick it, you can bounce a creature. I'm not really seeing anything else too exciting, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Abundance. All right, here we are for pack 2. A lot of the images aren't loading. I guess it's because it's such a new set. So here, if we want to stick with green, we've got a Rabid Bite. Pretty solid removal. It does require you to have a creature out. We've got Tazim Royal Mage. I like this card because it's a nice way to, keep recurring spells that you've played. Hopefully this will go a little bit later, but we'll see. This Relic Amulet's pretty nice if you can get a bunch of wizards and instants and sorceries. Basically, you charge it up and they can deal damage equal to charge counters to any creature. We got a Nimana Skydancer if we're thinking about going into rogues. But for now, I think I'm just going to stay on green and see where we go from there. Okay, so have a couple options here. We've got a Sign of the Swarms, a 3/3 flyer that gets +1/+1 whenever, or +1/+1 counter every time you gain life. Not sure that's really where we want to be. Spike Field Hazard is just a do 1 damage to anything, or comes in and plays a land. Got the Vastwood Surge. So this is a upgraded explosive vegetation. Put Search for Library for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield tapped, and then if you kick it, you can get 2 counters on all your creatures. That also gives a lot of options for splashing if we want to. Got a Bubble Snare. It's basically a Capture Sphere with that could be cheaper if the creature's already tapped. Yeah, the power level on these other cards are not really that strong. I think I want to take the Vastwood Surge. Maybe we can go with some sort of big green kicker deck. Alright, so here we've got Kitesail Cleric. It's a 1/1 flyer. If you kick it, you can tap 2 creatures. We've got Adventure Awaits. It lets you look at the top 5 cards of your library and get a creature from it. If you don't find a creature, you can always draw a card instead. Treachery is a nice land / Act of Treason. Got a Synchronized Spellcraft, which is a decent removal spell. Does 4 damage to any target. Got just this Marasa Brute. Just a 3/3 for 3, but has the warrior subtype from Party Matters. You can even just take this 1/1 Death Touch, which could be good with these couple of fight type effects that we have. Otherwise, nothing else looks too exciting. I might just pick up this Blight Blade early, since nothing else is that exciting in the pack. Okay, ooh, okay. So this could be a good sign. So we see a Roost of Drakes, so this is a good kicker payoff. So it comes in the battlefield. If it was kicked, you create a 2/2 blue Drake with flying. Whenever you cast a kick spell, you get to create another 2/2 Drake. So you can play it for 1 mana if you're planning on kicking something the next turn, or you can just get a 2/2 flyer for 4. I think I'm going to try and see if we can put together some sort of sweet blue-green kicker deck. Other cards of note: Dauntless Survivor, just a 1/1 puts a counter on a creature. Got the Core Celebrant, which allows you to gain life every time you play a creature. Got the Makandi Stampede to play as a land, but I think I'll take this Roost and see where we can go from there. Okay, so we've got a Taunting Arbor Mage. That's a 2/3. When you kick it, you can force all creatures to block a creature you control this turn. There's just a Field Research, which is a decent, Divination, which you can kick to draw 3 cards. If we're going this whole kicker route, that's a pretty strong spell. I think I'm going to just go ahead and take that here and see how much kicker we can get going. The Art Mage is a little bit too situational for me, so let's try this. So we've got Zulaport Duelist. It's a 1/1 flash that makes a creature smaller for a turn. I think this Shell Shield might actually be pretty decent. It's like a downgraded dive down where you can give it creature +0/+3 till end turn, but if you kick it, you can give them hexproof as well. Given that we're trying to go through this sort of kicker theme, I think we might go ahead and take that. Help protect some creatures. All right, so I think this might be our first pack. Let's go ahead and take the Bubble Snare here again. See how much of this kicker we can get going. Gonna need to start picking up some creatures, but so far I like where we're at. You got a Might of Marasa, gives a creature +3/+3 until end of turn, or you can kick it to give them +5/+5. Got a Zulaport Duelist. None of these other cards aren't that exciting. I might just take this creature. It's not very exciting, but it can help you win combat. Okay, great. So this Royal Mage Wield, that's exactly what we're looking for. It's again, it has kicker to return instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. I think we might be in a good lane here. So here I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Squid. I want some early drops that can hold our defenses up while we're working on ramping up to do a bunch of kicker nonsense. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Squid here. All right, so we have a Nectar Pot or an Adventure Awaits. I think I'll just take this Nectar Pot in case we're short on creatures, and it helps us sort of, again, buff our life total. Don't know that we're going to play it. Right now we're looking to probably cut the Nectar Pot and cut the Duelist if we can. Looks like just a bunch of filler. I'll just take this Mystic. Small chance we would splash that, but it's not really strong enough to consider as a decent splash. Zendikar, sure. Alright, so here we are with our pack 2. So we opened a Nahiri's Light of Warming. Sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrifice, draw a card, and then you can play up to X extra lands this turn. But they do come into play tapped. We have a Bala Ged Recovery. It functions as a land or a regrowth. Cleric of Life's Bond. Not where we want to be. Canopy Baloth could be a decent creature. We also have the Jiraga Visionary. I think it'd be nice to get this, but I want to make sure I get enough creatures, and the Baloth seems like a decent... and reserve that. The Baloth seems like a decent choice here. It's that or the Visionary. I think I want something that's a little bit more of a beater here. Okay, so here we're kind of light on blue and green cards. The Territorial Scythecast is pretty serviceable. It's got landfall, it's 2/1 trample, gets a +1/+1 counter every time you play a land. We have the Iridescent Horn Beetle. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green insect for each +1/+1 counter you put on creatures this turn. I have a couple ways we could abuse that, but blue-green is not really the color for that, I don't think. Got a Negate. We have a Royal Eruption if we want to splash for red. But I think we're okay on removal. You know, it's early in the format. I might go ahead and try this Horn Beetle and see if we can get enough +1/+1 payoffs to make it work. Okay, so it looks like I might be getting cut on green and blue on the other side, but we'll just stay the path. We've got a Deadly Alliance. That's a good sign that black might be open. Also Null Priest of Oblivion, which is a 2/2 menace lifelink, and when it enters the battlefield, if you kicked it, you can return a creature to play. I think Deadly Alliance is strong enough to just splash, so I'm gonna probably go ahead and take that. All right, so we've got some more black cards here. We also got a Seafloor Stalker, Reclaim the Wastes. So the Seafloor Stalker is a decent 2/3. Reclaim the Wastes could be another way to fix. It doesn't actually ramp you or anything, but it's another cheap kicker spell and it does fix. Let's move some of these to the sideboard and see where we're at. I feel like I can get this later. I might just take the Stalker. You know, 2/2 or 2/3 that can come unblockable creates a little bit of the clock for your opponent, especially if you can get enough of the party online to reduce the cost of activating it. Okay, so we got a Moss Pit Skeleton. So it's a 2/2 with Kicker 3. When it enters the battlefield, if you kicked it, it gets 3+1/+1 counters. And then whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, if it's in your graveyard, you can put it on top of your library. Since we're already thinking about splashing black, I think I might actually take that. 5 mana 5/5 is a great rate. We could just take the Gnarled Colony if we wanted to, avoid the black, but I think I'll take the skeleton and see what happens. All right, here's just another easy Canopy Baloth. And this looks like almost the exact same pack. It looks like Magic Online crashed there for a second. Hopefully we're back to drafting. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is responding now. Looks like I might have gotten a Skyclave Sentinel auto-drafted for me. But here's another Moss Pit Skeleton. I'll take that. Try and clear out our sideboard here. Not really anything here I want. I'll probably just take this Kite Sail in case we need some flying. Alright, so let's see what we're at here. Let's kind of fix this since the client crashed. So I'm just trying to split up my spells and creatures a little bit. This is probably more likely a 4-drop, likely a 2-drop. Also 4-drop. Okay, so we've got Negate. I might just take that for the sideboard. I want to kind of stick to splashing black if I can, but maybe blue becomes our splash. It's a little trickier with the double blue for some of these spells, but we'll just have to see. I'm going to take a Mucklord. Why not? Might be moving into blue-green, or black-green, rather. Take this Blight. Blight's kind of an interesting fixing in a way. At least it draws you a card when you play it. Alright, so what do we got here? So we got a Master of Winds. So when it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards and discard a card. It's a 1/4 flyer, and then when you play an instant or sorcery, you can switch its power and toughness effectively. I like that. Let's go ahead and reserve that for now. We've got a Lone Mage's Domination, triple black, and X to gain control of a creature with convert mana cost X. got a Vastwood Fortification, just puts a +1/+1 counter on something, or it could be a land. Nothing else is really sticking out to me. I think I'll take this Master of Winds. We've got plenty of instants and sorceries to manipulate, and just it effectively draws you a card, or actually better than just draws you a card when you play it. We've got, okay, so here we've got a Skyclave Plunder. You can basically draw 3 cards after looking at X of them based on your party. So minimum 3 cards, maximum 7 cards. You got this Umara Wizard. It's 4/3 that gains flying every time you play a creature, or every time you play a wizard or instant or sorcery, or it just plays as a land. Grab another Deadly Alliance. Also got a Dauntless Survivor. Territorial Scythecat. I might go ahead and... I think I might go ahead and take this Deadly Alliance. Ooh, another Roost of Drakes. Okay, let's go ahead and take that just to solidify this kicker theme. Hopefully we can wheel something like the Cunning Geyser Mage. But I'm just going to go ahead and pop that right in there. Okay, so here, got a Risen Riptide. So 0/5, that becomes a 5/5 whenever you cast a kick spell. We've got a Blood Price, but we already have a couple ways of, well, we have at least have one other way of drawing cards. Got a Zoff Consumption, which you can play as a land or drain your opponent for 4. Let's go ahead and take the Riptide, so we have some defense early on as well. So we're sitting at 21 cards so far. Oh, here's another Royal Mage. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that to keep recurring our spells. Blood Beckoning, Stomper's another interesting card. 6/5 Trample. Return up to 2 creature, or up to 2 lands when it comes into play. Living Tempest is just a 3/3 flyer with flash. But yeah, let's take this other Royal Mage. So here I think I'm not that interested in the Seafloor Stalker at this point. Hopefully we can get a couple other spells here worth kicking. It's a little bit of a weird deck. I think I need a little more fixing. There's some argument to the Skyclave Sentinel as well. So 2/3, if you kick it, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters. These are more like 5 drops. We can take another Horn Beetle. So we got a Throne of McKindy. So it's, as a colorless mana, you can put a charge counter on it. Or you can remove a charge counter to add 2 mana of any one color for kick spells. So I like that. The nice thing is it does in a way fix for our Moss Pit Skeleton, since if we kick it, we can get the black. Otherwise you have an Iridescent Horn Beetle and a Canopy Baloth. Let's try this out. This will help us ramp in us when we need to with our kicker spells. Alright, so here, nothing super exciting. I might just go ahead and take a Dauntless Survivor. More +1/+1 counter synergies if we get there. Ooh, so we got another Rabid Bite and another Tezim Royal Mage, as well as a Hagra Constrictor. I might just keep taking these Royal Mages. I think we have enough removal. I don't think we need the Rabid Bite. Alright, so here, probably go ahead and we have plenty of wizards to go with this Expedition Diviner. So I'm going to take that as a flyer. So maybe I'll just, do I want anti-cognition? I might need anti-cognition as like a cheap interaction early on. So I'm gonna put that in the sideboard in case we go up against a really aggressive deck. So basically I can counter a creature or planeswalker unless the opponent pays 2 more. Or it becomes a hard counter if they have 8 cards in their graveyard. So we got this sort of weird kicker / +1/+1 counters deck going on. Okay, I'll take this Brute. It's a good 3-drop. Adds to our party, which I don't matters for, I guess, the Deadly Alliance. Okay, none of this really matters. Let's take a Blood Beckoning for the sideboard. And I guess we'll take a Glacial Grasp for the sideboard. So I don't really feel like we got there on the Horn Beetle. And I'm not so sure what else we're going to cut here. Maybe just the Dauntless Survivor. It is a nice way to keep recurring these skeletons, but like I don't want to go down to 16 land because we need a lot of land to power these high-end spells. And could even consider cutting one of the Deadly Alliances. It just seems wrong. Maybe we'll just cut this Skyclave Squid. So let's go ahead and see where we're at here. So these are more of 5 drops. These we want to be 6 drops if we can, but they don't have to be. And then we got a couple Roosted Drakes. It's more like a 2-drop. And this seems fine. So let's see what it suggests for lands. I think 4 swamps is too many, especially since we don't need them till later. I might just go with 3. Definitely want at least the 7 blue. So it's 16 plus the Throne. Maybe we go down 1 more on the swamps and just rely on getting them later with either the Surge or use the Throne to kick our Moss-Pit skeletons and see how that works out. So let's do 7, 7, 2. And we'll go ahead and add this Throne and group everything back. And let's see how this goes. All right, so here we are for round 1 of our Zendikar Rising Draft League. So we only have 1 color of mana, but we do have the Roost of Drakes, a 2-drop and a Divination. So I think I will go ahead and keep this. We can use the Divination to help find other lands if we need to. Okay, drew a forest naturally, so that's great. Brushfire Elemental, so cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Okay, so that's could be dangerous. Gonna play a forest. I'm just gonna go ahead and put out this Royal Mage now so that we have the option to Rabid Bite that next turn if we need to. It's taking 3 a turn. It's a bit much. Ooh, ooze. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna put it on the Brushfire. That's fine. We'll still be able to Rabid Bite it on our turn. So they're trying to be super aggressive here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop an island here. See, it takes a mana to charge that, so let's go and Rabid Bite. And next turn we'll kick the Roost of Drakes. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn, save this as a blocker for the ooze. Can go and block it, make them use whatever trick they have, if they have one. Doesn't look like it. That's great for us. Alright, so three vanilla. Okay, so now we'll get down our Roost of Drakes and start kicking out some 2/2 flyers. So next turn I'll play, unless we draw a swamp, I'll go ahead and play this Throne out. Start charging it up. Have Spell Shield as a surprise blocker in a sense. Yep, taking 3. Looks like that no follow-up plays from the opponent. Oh, that's great. Okay. So let's go ahead and cast our Skeleton with Kicker. Always yield to that. And let's go ahead and attack with our Drake. Start willing them away. So next turn I'll have the mana to do the field research kicked. Alright, so what's opponent doing here? Okay, so Grotog, Bugcatcher. So 1/2 trample and attacks gets +1/+0 for each creature in your party. Got it. So no other plays. Let's go ahead and play this Throne down. I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with the flyers for now. Let's see. Keep the 5/5 back for defense. Kick out the field research. And draw a Deadly Alliance and a Bubble Snare. Okay, so okay, draws a Droga Visionary. So let's go ahead and put out the Master of Winds here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just I'm gonna go ahead and play a forest and use that for this. Discard forest. All right, so here, oh, that's enough. All right, so had some really cheap spells. I don't know if we need this anti-cognition just to keep up with them. I might play the Skyclave Squid over the Dauntless Survivor so we can block that Brush Fire elemental. But otherwise I think this is fine. Let's go ahead and run it back. Okay, so here I think we can keep this. Got the Rabid Bite and the Blight Blade. The Blight Blade out. Let's see if he has the elemental again. So, Pack Beast. Okay. That is fine. I think for now we will just hold our Death Toucher back with the Spell Shield as backup. Okay, so he plays the Ooze. Just putting it on the Pack Beast. Okay, that's fine. So nothing to do at the end of that turn. I'm going to go ahead and Rabid Bite on this Reef thing. I do not want it attacking and adding counters to everything. So we have the Spell Shield as a way to pump up the Death Toucher if we need to. Get the Elemental. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and Spell Shield it. You can trade it off for the Pack Beast if we need to. I'm fine with that trade. Okay, so did not draw a land, so we're going to have to search for one. Let's get down another forest. So next turn we can get the Roost down. Yep, taking 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and cast this with the Kicker. Put out the Throne. So next turn this will allow us to put out the Baloth and charge it. Or we could kick the Royal Mage. We are going to have to deal with this soon. Might just put out the Baloth. Alright, so Swamp's good. Let's go and attack. So the question is, do I want to play this with Kicker? Probably not. I think we just put out the Baloth. That will set us up for a Vastwood Surge next turn. I think I can take one more hit from that if need be. Okay, Tormenting Voice, drawing 2 new cards. Putting out another land. Another Rabid Bite, maybe? Okay, Royal Eruption, got it. Oop, going for some more pumps. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the charge counter on this now and pass. All right, so we're at 6 life. He's got a ton of mana. I don't know if I want to go down to 3. I think what we need to do is just kill that now. Let's see, how much mana can we spend? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's not going to be enough. So what I could do... So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to cast this with Kicker. Gonna get back the Rabid Bite to finish it off. And then I'll hit it with the new Drake. Okay, so then the next turn we can, if we draw land, we can do the Vastwood Surge. Okay, so I think we'll just go ahead and attack for 6 here. Hold up our mana for the Alliance or the Inscription of Abundance. It's an instant, so if I really need the life, we can always do that. So 2 damage to the Royal Mage, huh? So let's cast it with Kicker. So that'll make it a 4/3 to survive, give us 4 life as a buffer. And get them down to 8. So they're dead on board. And next turn, they're super dead if we can survive. All right, so that concludes the game and round 1. I will see you guys for round 2. All right, here we are for round 2 of our Zendikar Rising Draft League. I won the roll, so I'm gonna go ahead and play first. Short on early plays, but we do have the Master on turn 4 and the mana to play it, so I'm just going to keep this. Going to play an island, pass the turn. Okay, got one of our Roost of Drakes, that's great. So you're playing a white-red deck, so pretty aggressive. So there's not... So the question is, do I want to put the Roost of Drakes out now? I think since I have a Canopy Bailoff and the Master of the Winds, I'm just going to go and put it out now. Because presumably I'll play the Master of the Winds next turn. Sure, I lose out on a Drake, but it's going to be a while before I can worry about that, and I want to be able to get one when I Spell Shield. All right, taking 3. that's a nice one. So whenever it attacks, target creature with power less than or equal number of warriors. So that's gonna shut down the Master Winds. So I think what we'll go ahead and do is put out the Baloth this turn, just so we have a blocker for the 2/2. All right, so either one would have died. It's fine. All right, so here I'm going to go ahead and put out another island, so we can spell shield if we need to. And I think I will discard this Deadly Alliance, as odd as that seems, but I don't have any black that I can use to pay for it. Yeah. So next turn, presumably I can attack with the Master Winds, pump it up to fight something, and gain a bunch of life. I think that it is correct to take the damage here. I could use the spell shield to flip its power and toughness and to counteract that, but I don't think it's necessary. All right, so let's go ahead and move to attacks. All right, so 2 counters, gain life, and target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. All right, choose that. Target player, target creature. Wait. Put 2 counters on target creature. Okay, got it. All right, target creature, player, creature, pay a bunch. Let's go ahead and put the Drake out first. Okay, so here we will flip its power and toughness. I guess we get punished if they have the 4 damage burn spell. So it may actually be correct not to flip his power and toughness here. I think I'm gonna just leave it as a 1/4. Well, no, because if he casts it, I can flip it back. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cast our spell shield to flip it back again. Make it back to a 1/4. I guess it's actually a shell shield, not spell shield, but that's fine. So next turn, you know, can just block with the Drake if he attacks, and then use the Royal Mage to get back our inscription. Okay, looks like he's gonna go ahead and kill the Drake. Gonna end up taking another 3 here. I think at this point all I want to do is stabilize, so I'm just gonna keep the Sphinx back for blocking. No, I do not want to flip its power and toughness. I think that once we can stabilize, we'll be in decent shape. Let's go ahead and get back our inscription. And pass the turn. Okay, so it plays a Pack Beast. Not too concerned about that. Okay, so here I think I'm gonna go ahead and put out the Riptide and maybe charge up the Throne for next turn. Let's see. It's a much better blocker against what they have. It sets us up for the Skeleton. Yeah, let's do that, because then we can attack with it next turn if we want to. Yeah, let's go ahead and just take a turn off here. Question is, do I want to attack with the Drake? And I think while he's got mana open, I do not want to. Again, I just want to stabilize, protect my life total. Next turn, get out the Moss Pit Skeleton, another Drake. Attack for 5, do all kinds of fun stuff. Let's go ahead and charge up our Throne. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and add our 2 black, green, and 2 to kick out this skeleton. And then now I'm going to start attacking with the Drake, and we'll go ahead and attack with the Risen Reef, or Risen Riptide rather. I'm fine if they want to block with 2 creatures. That's great for us if they do. Alright, and pass turn. So we might have lethal next turn, depending on what happens here. Especially if they tap out. Smite the Monstrous. Okay, nothing I can do about that. So if they play a land here, we're taking 4 and they die on the crackback. They don't have a... I mean, I'm suspecting they have a land and they're just trying to decide whether they want to play it this turn for the Hellfound or not. I think they did the math and realized that it's not going to be enough. Okay. So what happens if I kick the inscription on the Master of Winds? What could they possibly... They don't... There are no 2-minute instants that could kill this in response, I don't think. So I think let's try that. Let's cast this with Kicker. Let's choose our creature, our life total, and... Oh, it doesn't even have to be the same creature. Actually, let's... Okay, so it doesn't have to be the same creature, so that's good to know. So choose target creature for the counters player. Creature I control, creature and opponent controls. So we will go ahead and switch it to a 4/1. Make that a 5/5. Fight. Counters, gain 8 life, and sure. Play an island. And attack with our flyers. And that's enough. All right. So I'll go ahead and move on to sideboarding. I think I'm going to go ahead and put in... might put in this duelist. Do they have a lot of 1 toughness creatures? I don't... maybe not. Anti-cognition could be good. Actually, this nectar pot might be good just so we can pad our life total. If we do that, what are we taking out? Maybe one of these Balos. Definitely Alliance may not be... Might be too... I mean, it's really expensive for all their little creatures, but I don't want to take out too much removal. I think I like that trade. The 1/3. Gain some, pad my life total. The roofs have been putting in some work. Yep, this is fine. We don't have one of our enchantments, but maybe we can draw one. So I think I'll lead with the nectar pot and then put a counter on it if it survives. Yep, Fisher Wizard. So ditching the utility knife, okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and get out our nectar pot. Sellsword, okay. So I think here I want to stick with my plan of putting out the counter on our Nectar Pot, and then we have this 1/1 we could trade for for either one of those creatures if we need to. They may have that deal 4 damage to anything spell, but so be it. Yep. Definitely going to block. If they have a trick, I'd rather them use it here. Okay, Pack Beast, that's fine. So I think I'm just going to put out the Risen Riptide to absorb some more damage. And then next turn we can do the Diviner if we want to. Farsight, great. I'll take a card. Scavenge Blade, okay. So I don't think they'll be able to do the point of damage to finish that off, so I'll just do this. So the question is, do we want to do this now? And I think knowing that they have the Smite the Monstrous, I would like to go ahead and just kill their 3/3, attack for... Not even necessarily attack. I guess I got attack for 7. But then I just take 6. I don't think it's worth it. I may as well just gain the 7 life. So, my creature, me, this, that. Always yield. And this way, it's not going to be a 7/7 on their turn. Then it has the 2 counters for the Rabid Bite. Okay, so 4/3. Bit of land here. I'm gonna go ahead and put out this flyer and kill off the 4/3, I think, while they're effectively tapped out. And pass turn. Hopefully we can draw a few less lands here. Need to get some of those return instants and sorceries to my hand. Alright, so Deadly Alliance, dead card at the moment. Let's go ahead and put out another island. I think we can start attacking. If they want to run into my wall with their creatures, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm kind of paying the price for this greedy black mana splash. But that's the risk you take. Gonna hold the land for landfall if we need it. Trample and Geopeed, okay. Okay, so moving the blade over, so it gets +2/+2. All right. So I'm gonna hold this back. I'll probably block that if they manage to play a land. I think we just need to buy some time to get another black mana. Spark Mage. Okay, so doing 2 to my flyer. Yep. So taking 7. All right, well, if we can fade a land here. All right, well, maybe we need to put more swamps in the deck. Mm-hmm. So I think we're... So here I could kick this, but I'm afraid they have the Smite the Monstrous, so I'm actually just gonna play this unkicked. And get our 2 swamps out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I may just be dead next turn if they draw a land. Or just in a significant amount of trouble. Oh, so they can unequip the blade there. Nice. We still have to block the Trampler. There's not much I can do about that. Yep. So that can't hit me. So I don't know if there's really any way out of this, but we can try. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 12 mana. So I play the Royal Mage. Okay, well, it's just, I'm not going to do the math just yet. Let's get our inscription back. Let's cast it with Kicker. This one's going to get the counters. I'm going to gain the life. This is going to fight her. So back to 11. Attacking them for 9 doesn't do anything here. Puts in Smite the Monstrous range, which is probably enough to kill us. Yep. So can we survive this attack? 2, 4, 6, 11. Nope. Let's see if they see the line. Yep, that's it. All right, so may be correct to go a little more aggressive here. Or let's take out the black. Put in a forest and a island. And let's get a couple more cheap creatures here. The gate seems like it might be fine. Maybe even the sentinel. But yeah, I don't think we can afford to diddle around with the black mana against such an aggressive deck. Alright, what do we got going on here? I think this is probably fine. Get our 2/3 down on turn 3. I guess this is a little bit susceptible to that Molten Blast, but so be it. Ooh, nice Hellhound, yeah. Alright, taking 2. Yep. Let's get our Sentinel down. Can at least block the Hellhound unless they destroy it or pump it up. Scavenge Blade, okay. Yep. So I think I'm just going to trade off with the 3/1 if they attack with it. Yeah. Just need to preserve my life total. Let's go ahead and get out the Sphinx. Discard this extra island. Pass turn. Take another 4 next turn from the Hellhound if they have a land. Yep. Ooh, ouch, okay. So it may have been correct to put the Diviner out first to soak up removal. Alright, I'm just going to take the 4 here. Oof, that's rough. Okay. So here I think I'll play out so I play out the Brute. It gives me 2 blockers. I don't want to kill the construct because I don't want him getting a bunch of 1/1s. Or do I? No, I think I just want to, just based on its power. Ugh. Yeah, I think we... go ahead and kill... let's see. So if he plays... So if I give him 4 1/1s here, I can block 2 creatures, go down to 2. Following turn, I can inscription and gain some life. Problem is if I let him come... Well, yeah, let's just try that. We want it to get killed by damage, not targeting. If he has a bolt of some sort, then that's going to be enough. But if we can survive one more turn, then we can get this inscription. Okay. Oh, so he's not going to attack the construct. Okay, I'm fine with that. So I will block and force them to unequip. Great. Okay. So I think here we just pass and see if they try to equip something. If they do, we can gain life and create some blockers. So I think what we want to do is fight in response to them equipping. I don't think there's any flash equipment in this set. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fight the Akiri, and I'm happy to trade with this if need be. So +1 counter, gimme life, fight and fight. Because I don't want him to have this in play to unequip and make it indestructible for a turn. Now if it attacks, I just trade with the brute. Totally fine with that. That's what we needed. So let's get out our Roost of Drakes and start attacking. If they play anything big, we can bubble snare it. Like that. Just want to spend my mana as much as possible and get as many drakes out as we can. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's attack for 5 in the air. Put out our nectar pot. Should be able to block this unless I equip it. So I'm really impressed with this Inscription of Abundance. It does a lot of work. All right, another landfall card. Places landfall, yep. Alright, play a land, gain life. So I think we just attack with everything. So next turn, if we draw another land, we can Vastwood Surge. If we draw something else, we can probably kick it for another Drake. Do we get punished if we don't block here? I don't think so. I think we just take the 3. Binding, sure. All right, Dauntless Survivor, that should be enough. Pop it on a Drake and then attack for 5. Oof, that was a close one. All right, so that was our round 2, and we are going to go into round 3. All right, here we are for round 3. Our opponent chose to play first, and I think we have a decent starting hand here. We're short on black for the alliance, but otherwise I think we're good. It looks like they're mulliganing. So I think I'm going to lead with a forest here. Charge up the throne. Ooh, mulligan to 5. That's rough. Okay. So we'll play our forest, pass turn. Let's get the throne down. Next turn we can just play a brute. charge up the throne. I'm going to go ahead and put out our 3/3. Next turn we can follow that up with a Baloth. Okay, so Awakening. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that +1 card. Okay. So you drew 4, so, or they drew 4, so looks like they chose to completely reset their hand. Fastwood Thicket, okay. All right, taking out my 3/3, got it. Let's go and get our Baloth down. These Deadly Alliances are not looking particularly great at the moment, but never know. All right, Baloth of their own, sure. All right, so that's the 4/5 Trampler land. Okay, do we offer the trade? I think we do with the Roost of Drakes available. Okay. I am fine with that, so let's go ahead and get the 2 blue we need for this. Cast it with Kicker. Start getting some Drakes online. If we can draw a land next turn, I will probably play the Risen Riptide and charge up the throne so we can kick this for no value. But at least get a Drake out of it. I mean, I guess it kind of depends. Ooh, Shaya, Soul of the Wild. That's pretty good. All right, so it's power top is the equal number of lands you control, and all of your creatures are also lands. That's interesting. Okay. So it becomes a 6/5 this turn. Very nice. So I guess if we don't block, we take 6 here. It's fine. So I think given that, we're gonna need to try and find an answer. So let me go ahead and tap like so. And I think it may be correct to just discard one of these alliances. I can always get it back with the Royal Mage. And do we save blockers? I think we do. I think we need to just protect our life total. Let's see if we can get them to exhaust their hand. If we can draw a black source, we can go ahead and kill Ashaya. If we can't, we can just kick her and bring back the alliance. Okay, so they're searching for a basic land, or 2 basic lands for their hand. Yep. Okay, killing the Baloth, yep. So I can't take 14. This does not have trample, does it? Nope. So I think we just block. So we know they have a land and one other card in hand. All right, so I don't think I have a choice. I'm just going to go ahead and kick this. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack with the 4-1 because we're not going to win otherwise if we don't start putting pressure. Even if they kill one of the blockers, we can still block the Ashaya. So the question is if they can get 2 lands in the play and kill one of these, then we're in trouble. Okay, that's one of their lands. Okay, so that's their recovery. Let's see if they decide to hit me or one of the creatures. So just going to force the double block. All right, so double chomp. So we know they got the deal 5 damage in their hand. And I don't think that's gonna cut it. Let's play our land. So what can we do here? Yeah, I don't want to show them any more information, so I'm just gonna go ahead and concede here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put in another swamp and take out one of these forests. I think I do need the Deadly Alliances to deal with that Ashaya. Is there anything else we'd want to put in? No, I think I'm okay. I think let's just try and run it back and try to draw black mana this time. I'd like to go ahead and play first. Okay, so there's our black. Short on green, but I think we'll just go ahead and keep this. I'm just going to go ahead and play the swamp first, just in case we draw a forest next turn. All right, there's our forest. So let's go ahead and cast out our skeleton. Give us the opportunity to Rabid Bite next turn if we need to. Oh, blue. Okay. Relic Amulet. Don't remember seeing a ton of wizards. I guess I had some sorceries and stuff like that. I'm just going to hold back the Royal Mage. No reason to put it out. Unless I want to be super aggressive. But with the Amulet out, I don't think it's correct to play out a 1 toughness creature. Okay. Royal Mage is familiar. Surprised this is the same person. I wonder if they've made some changes here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tap this down to cut off a little bit of mana. Keep on attacking. So reclaim the wastes. Getting a mountain, yep. All right, so taking out the skeleton. Not enough mana to protect it. So I think we just sit tight. See if we can draw a creature that's big enough to absorb a hit from that. At least with the spell shield. So this requires you to remove all the charge counters to activate it. So if we gave our creature hexproof, they'd still lose the counters. Be great to draw a roost here. Okay, so targeting the claim the waste. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to get some mana and really charge up this amulet. So next turn they'll be able to kick it for 2. To get 2 lands, I mean. I think we'll just keep waiting. I'm not going to do a whole lot with these 2/1s. Yep. 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 So they're getting another mountain and forest. Makes sense. Alright, I think I'll go ahead and hold this land for a moment. Okay. So you can start pinging me with the Spitfire Lagak. so something other than land would be nice. Scorch Rider, nice. It's gonna be a quick game if I can't draw something. Okay, so Deadly Alliance. I think we just go ahead and kill this right now. Probably play more lands. I mean, I'll take a guaranteed 4, but that's ongoing damage. It's a little bit easier to kill something with the Rabid Bite. Next turn I can bring back the Deadly Alliance. In theory, won't be able to cast it again, but... Okay, so he plays Ardent Electromancer, gets a couple mana. So I don't have to do anything else this turn. Let's find out. I guess that's what he's trying to calculate. Maybe another Scorch Rider? Ah, Spring Mantle Cleric. 6/7, nice. And a Kite Sail for our... Got it. Yeah, I think, I don't know what I could possibly draw to get out of this, but we'll find out. All right, so let's play to our outs. Let's cast Kicker, yep. And if I Shell Shield and block, assuming he doesn't give a flying, I think we're dead anyway, so let's find out. It may have been correct not to kick this, but what else am I gonna do? Yep, there's the flying. Yep, and that's enough. All right, so that was our first attempt at drafting Zendikar Rising. We went 2-1, which is not too bad. I think I got a little bit greedy with the mana base and all that black, but otherwise the deck was performed fairly well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to comment and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.